Hello, welcome back to another video. Storm last night just completely destroyed the yard and beyond. I might show you some more when the day goes on. Big storm, big hailstorm. We did not have a tornado, otherwise probably wouldn't be here. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, just to say, I hope there's not another storm like this, because see, there's like more leaves over there and there to begin with. Anyway, I'll say I hope it never happens again, because that was actually pretty bad. Well, you know, just because it happened today doesn't mean it'll happen anymore. Just to say, it was pretty bad. A tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning, bunch of hail. It was not. What can I say? I just woke up too. Anyway, I was gonna make another video. I couldn't because it just wouldn't download, I guess. So I might try again today, because I need to get close to downloading. Figured, hey, it might be downloaded by now, like 12 o'clock tonight, something like that, you know. But no, it's still like where it was. And that's why I don't upload videos at time of night. If I ever wanted to, well, it's gonna be a challenge, because you remember I used to do videos at like that time of night and all that. So I'm not doing that anymore. Just to say. Now you've been looking at this for the past 4 or 5 minutes. Though this will be taken down actually today, because I want to take it over to my grandma's house and see this Brazilian war record there. I hope it'll work, because I mean this war seemed to work at all costs. So I'm just gonna show you, like, if you remember, well, you don't remember. I tried to make a video on this yesterday. It was really cool about the setup and all that. And anyway, just to say, I thought it was pretty cool. And actually, it actually kind of worked for just a few minutes. And then it just got kind of weird, like, what's going on here? Well, it worked pretty good. The countries involved, let me go ahead and show you. Brazil, or the Brazilian Empire. France, if you can see there, all kinds of blue stuff. Italy's kind of in the war. Kind of isolated right now, because their fleet's been just completely destroyed by the other navy. And I'll just say, it was a pretty big battle. Not much of an air battle, just, you know. I still have, I think I still have my air power. Not much. Well, take that back, because I have other stuff on there, so I might still have air power. UK, which is, as you know, not much left, but, you know, still there. And USA, as you can see just in the corner there. So, let me tell you about this war and why it's pretty sufficient, or actually pretty cool, let's say. Brazil and France have been getting real aggravated by each other. The war is getting pretty nasty as well. And yes, I did wake up pretty early this morning. at the same time I did 2 days ago. Anyway, let's get on to it. Year's 1875, or 1876, I wouldn't say that. The France-Brazilian War is just about to kick off. And, Brazil has French Equatorial Africa and French Central Africa. And we know they have French West Africa, that's where they took it. They got Brazil, but just beyond itself took Venezuela as well, and Angola. I mean, really focusing on Angola yet. I mean, British campaigns not really what I wanted to focus on. We really want to focus on the French campaign because they really don't have much left. They don't even have a navy, if it matters. So they can't even go anywhere. Well, they do have one boat. So I admit they do have one. They don't have much of a navy, but they do have one boat. Brazil, also by itself, has been really getting really chummy with Italy, and you can see there it's already taken most of most of Europe. It did not have southern France, so let's just say that. I was actually about to take Normandy or Bordeaux as Brazil, but we couldn't. Because I might have to stop the game here, because this is like just a one horse pony show. So a pony show, so I mean, this game is not gonna drag on at all. It's only like the big World War II games, Cold War games, and all that. Those games drag on. But the other games, they don't drag on as much as you think. Anyway, and U.S. has had their age of enlightenment. They're still having it right now, so they can, like I said, like I'm going to say right now, they can join the war anytime, and they did. They couldn't really do too much to Brazil and their allies, except for just take down some of their fleet. So they had more of this, but now they don't. Because they had like a battleship fleet in Season 890. It had a fleet right there. We had a transport right there, so basically they just took like half of our fleet. And so now we only have a Southern Ocean fleet, which I mean is good and all, but I want a North Atlantic fleet or Atlantic fleet. But you know, that's how it goes. So let's go ahead and get to the round of games. Oh wait, we got UK. UK has the oils, in which UK and France actually has oils in Africa that Brazil wants to get strategic oil reserves so they can declare war on China or Australia, Japan, and other countries like that. So, you know, that's probably it. So let's go ahead and get to the game as it is. Over here, I mean, not really much can happen because we had only 2 countries controlled by them. I was actually going to put like a cruiser and a cruiser right there, destroyer, and a transport right there, another transport right there too. But no, they just need to isolate themselves out there because really the whole front is just going to focus out here. And really, it looks like an empire. So, to me, I mean, it looks pretty good. We're about to attack them. Everything's just going to happen. This happens in South Africa. Soon it'll happen in North Africa once we get down to UK. But Brazil has just expanded itself, taking Belgium, Congo, declaring war on the UK. UK did not attack them yet because they did not have these 2 tanks. They only had that and that. So they couldn't really do too much to that. So they decided, hey, you know what? We're going to build 2 tanks and an AA unit. Because, you know, they got some fighters there. Let's see. I mean, I couldn't really take French Madagascar, so this is going to stay there. Italy on their turn won and said, "Hey, let's have a African campaign because we did have Africa, but not much. So we decided, you know what, that's their setup because they took Libya and Tobruk, and then they still have it. What else happened? Yeah, we did lose the tactical bomber. If you remember, a big fleet battle out in season 96 or 94, or actually 93. I barely won, surviving with only 2 or 3 ships. I survived with an aircraft carrier, a transport, and a cruiser there. So, and technically all I lost, not in the same battle, but basically, I also lost my battleship, but I can build another battleship at least. I don't have as much money as I used to for Italy, so maybe then I might have to build up some. But they basically have as much money as they did back then. What else happened? Oh yeah. If you notice the neutrals, they attacked Colombia so they could get to Central America. They also took Central America pretty easily. They're not going to take southern Mexico and probably even Mexico pretty easily. So they might have to build up some before they get that campaign rolling. But they're not now because the game's probably going to end. And America just decided, you know what, let's go ahead and end this war pretty quickly. So they decided to get this fleet in C-Zone 90, this fleet in C-Zone 88, I guess. No, in C-Zone 89, and then they decided to get that little transport there in C-Zone 88. And they dealt with that pretty easily, not even destroying a thing. Because we didn't even destroy a thing in their fleet there. So, I couldn't really say that we could win the war, but I mean, Brazil is pretty powerful. Not really as powerful as any other nations. They're more powerful than Italy, but they're not really more powerful than those 3 allies over there. Maybe they're a little bit more powerful than France. Yeah, but they're not as powerful as the British Empire or we call them the American Empire. No, because America's not even an empire. So we really can't call them an empire. So, yeah. America's not really an empire. You really can't call them that. I wouldn't say. Just to say, so we just might as well just end the game. Like I said, not really like a major war that even happened. Now while I'm cleaning up Germany and some of the other minor countries, but this won't even take that long. I'm going to show you something like another war that's possible that could happen. That actually did happen in our timeline, but just didn't really. But it really wasn't like a game board that we could play. So this is basically Axis Now is basically a war that you can play anytime, except for some wars like the Civil War, which you can't play on this board, but you can probably play on the 1936 Global War 1936 to 1945 map. You can play that kind of thing. There's the American Civil War on it because there's like more countries than just 2 on there. What else? America only lost one thing. If you notice that there. You can't really do Vietnam. You can just like attack and retreat, attack and retreat. That's the only thing you can do in French or China because it's only one territory, so you really can't do too much with it. What else? You can do the American-Iranian War, because there's 3 countries each, so it'll probably be a little bit easier for them. I'm going to show you that. You probably can do the Afghan wars, the Persian Gulf War. Yeah, you probably can do that. Because really, Iran is just one country, and I don't know if there's any naval battles I want to say, but yep, there are those 3 countries. You can do a bunch of wars in it. We actually have a setup for that, as Iraq is their capital, I guess. The anti-American, I think it's here as well. This might be it. No, that's the setup for the U.S. in the Cold War. So, we had a bunch of Cold War setups coming in, and we might even have that setup somewhere here. That's some of UK stuff. No. Yep. No, it's anti-communist African countries. I mean, it's anti-American Middle Eastern countries. We have a setup for that. We're just trying to set it up pretty big. There's all countries there pretty big. I think this might be it. Nope, that's Russia's setup. You notice we do have a lot of setups. Anti-American Middle Eastern countries. If you've seen the setup before, because we played Cold War before, and like I said, it could happen again, because I kind of want to do it again. I have a new way of playing now, so it might be a little bit easier. The other way is just kind of stupid to me. I still want to play it the right way. My grandma says, right here we play board games or any kind of games the right way, by the book. And I agree with that. So that's what I tried to do with this game, because I wasn't wanting this for like 5 or 6 months. Basically, the beginning of the summer till like December when I got it. And I actually didn't expect to get it. But my mom said it's something I really wanted, so, problem solved, we're all okay. And just to say, I might just do like the Iranian wars, like the American Middle Eastern wars, as it would be called, because there's no other greater name than that. Well, there is. Like, all the kind of wars named after their own countries. But, there's not really much we can do. I'm probably going to do the Middle Eastern wars over there. Not starring the UK, because, UK wasn't really, they weren't really in India, because, really they weren't in India. If Gandhi hadn't declared independence from them, they would probably be speaking English and eating and drinking tea. I'm not saying tea is a bad thing now. Tea is good. Tea is very good. I started drinking it like a week or so ago. Actually longer than that ago. My grandma's tea is probably the best tea I've ever had. But probably my other neighbors way over there in the east are probably have the best tea ever had. I'm not saying. Well, I'm not being guilty. It's charged. I'm just saying that. Because, can't you decide if tea is... Could you decide which tea is better than the other? Yes, you can. Alright, we're going on 20 minutes here. I'll make the video too long now. course, it is going to be very long. So I might have to pause myself doing the Middle Eastern countries. I mean, the U.S. is just going to have like their Cold War set up. Just to say, their Cold War setup is probably the best. Now, are they going to have the fleets out there? Yeah, they're going to have the fleets, of course. They're going to have the fleets. Now, what I wish I had, the Vichy markers. I saw someone in the game. I can't remember what his name is. Anyway, his YouTube name is something. Like I said, I can't remember that part. Starts with an MG. H, I think, or N. NGM. Entertainment. Some entertainment, I guess. Yeah. They're pretty cool. They even have the Vichy France markers, as I said a few minutes ago. And yeah, here's the remains of the British fleet in the Mediterranean, and basically we did lose the tactical bomber. There's the remains of everything lost there. We basically lost 90% of our fleet. Just about to say that. What other wars can we do to make Axis and Allies a better thing than anything else? We could. We can't really do much because, come on now. I might just not do anything for a long while. Just might as well just put it up for a long while, because there's really no point in me just doing wars anymore, because we don't even finish it. I'm serious, guys. We literally don't even finish our wars. I just say like we call it. We've been going on a long war, actually. The Cold War was not really a long war, I wouldn't say. Our first game, I can't remember how long that was, but I remember one game we had. It was during when I go to church. It was during like a gospel meeting. You know what those are? They're at churches. And we were playing a long game, and that was about the time that I got the Cold War set up. And so I started, hey, you know what? I was about to win, because Germany only had like 1, 2, 3 countries out there that had a fleet, but they were about to lose anyway. So I said, hey, this is really a good time to begin putting the game up. I thought so myself. My dad really didn't think, hey, we need to finish the game, man. And I said, no, well, I was about to win anyway. We started arguing. I said, hey, we are going to roll some die like this, and we're going to see whoever gets the highest wins the game. Okay, we had to go again. So that was basically me, and it was basically him. So I won the war. Woohoo. Not really woohoo, I wouldn't say. I think Italy got the most tore up in this war, because they basically lost more fleet than anything else. I don't know. I can't remember what Brazil had left. Well, almost done. We could do like the Vietnam War, I guess. I couldn't say we couldn't do the Korean War, because it's only one country. I think about like drawing a line between Korea, calling it North Korea and South Korea, being each 3 IPCs. But that would mean, hey, we need to make a new map. I really literally would be trying to make a new map. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's technically outlawed, but just to say, mean, honestly, it'd pretty cool to be doing the Vietnam War and the Cold War, but that's what the Vietnam War and the Korean War, but that's what the Cold War games are for. So, I mean, technically, you kind of have to follow the rules on that. I don't not really know what the rules are to the Cold War. I might have to read up on it today more. Might in just a few minutes give you a report on everything I do. I'm not going to do the AMEC countries. AMEC countries, that's what they are. The AMEC. The anti-African Middle Eastern countries. So, while I'm cleaning up here, I'm going to tell you something about like coronavirus and how we're doing with the. It's not a news report. I'm just saying. I am going to put this game up though. No point in getting it out again. Well, let's just say. Actually, I'm not going to put it down. Let me look at my feet there again. Ooh, I've been holding that. I'm stiff. I'm not old. I'm just saying. Like I said, my work. We finished math. Woohoo! Pretty early. Last night because it was Wednesday. Only have English and science left. So I mean, it'll be pretty easy. Might get it done by tomorrow night probably. And just to say, it's pretty easy. Pretty easy. Math is what. If you ever heard of this place called Khan Academy, you would know how easy it is. It's like all the stuff is like linked together. You know what I mean by that? Like every single one of the assignments are linked. Yeah, every single one of the assignments are linked together. And you know what? Hey. I said, well, I can't snap my fingers. For some reason, I can't snap my fingers that good. Said, hey, this is pretty easy. Every single week is going to be like this for every single assignment. Well, hey, that's cool. And I said to my dad, I think all the assignments are linked together. And I thought they weren't because they were going in line. But no, they started getting... And like 3 or 4 assignments just popped up. Completed. I thought, well, this is good. So then we don't have to do anymore. Let me pause the camera right quick just to be sure. I mean, it'll come back right to you, but I need to pause it right quick. I'll be right back. I need to put all this stuff up. So now, since everything's put up, I might as well just go ahead and say goodbye. Not really say goodbye. I'm going to get all this back in there for probably the bigger game, anything else in the world. Because I really want to do this again. I kind of want to do the game with Mama, but it's kind of still uneven. We just have like one more country couldn't, for the first time in forever, and Axis and Allies ever, it's going to be even. I mean, when you notice that we never had a game that's even for anybody. Please, someone that's like an Axis and Allies expert, explain to me why Surf Powers never won a single game by themselves trying to win a World War I game. Because I've been wanting to know that. Why can't they win a single game? Why won't they? Are they just too stubborn? Or are they just too less of an agile person? Hold on. Just hold up right quick. Just the front side of this thing. There it is. Okay. Now with this thing, we're going 30 minutes again. I mean, it's gonna happen eventually. I need to stop making videos this long. Ready? Okay. I don't know why they make these sounds either. Maybe they just have like a lot of air in them. I don't know. But I guess we'll have to see you next time on Access Analysis.